makes me feel free.
Okay, there's that.
It allows my brain to move, baby. I get some groove when I hear the tune.
I don't know about that.
Ow.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Bobblehead John coming to a store near you. Yeah. Air guitar. Oh my goodness gracious. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Where'd that come from?
Who cares?
I can't hear myself in my headset.
Well, that's because your allergies are real bad.
No, I don't know. Well, I mean, they are, yes. No,
See, I knew they were bad.
No,
see,
duh.
it's hard to argue that. See, because it's the,
I'm trying. Is it? Can you hear
'tis
yourself?
the season to be jolly.
No.
First of all, good morning and welcome to JP, Kathy, and the crew.
It's not
We'll let
Christmas
Kathy
yet.
figure this out.
It's not Christmas yet.
It's Wednesday morning. We are
It
super
is.
excited.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to the crew.
Hey, I got one better for you. Happy Cronut Day. Let me tell you, mine are gone.
I'm all over those after the show.
Oh, they won't be here.
So good. Oh,
Because we're going to take an
Jacob
intermittent.
saved me some of those cronuts.
No, Jacob, eat them up, buddy.
Look, he just went and grabbed
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
And,
You're
like,
done.
Looked at me as he ate
Cronut
it.
Day. I ate mine. Thank you very much. So you might be asking yourself, what is a cronut?
Oh my!
Well,
it's
I'm not telling you.
delectable. Oh, you have to.
No, I'm not. Hold on.
You
I got
have
a method to my madness.
Oh, okay.
We're not telling you. You got to go down and you've got to find out yourself. If you go in and you tell them that JP, Kathy, and the crew sent you, you'll get 2 free cronuts. That's right. And a cronut is amazing.
Is that a thing?
Yes. It's a calorie-free donut.
Oh, I wish.
Shh. Calorie-free donut, and it's good for your butt.
Okay, I don't know about any of that.
It
All I
is.
know is it's delicious.
So,
I will give you that.
We've got the card going up on the monitor now. If you can see it,
Twinkle.
that's right. And amazing. Go up there. It's in the colony. Tell them that JP, Kathy, and the crew sent you, and they will get you a cronut. And the reason why we're eating cronuts today, look at that. There's a picture. Oh, they're light. They're delectable. They're airy.
I love
they're
it.
tasty. Oh, my hocus smokes. So go down, tell them that JP, Kathy, and the crew sent you 2 free cronuts. We're excited. It is Wednesday morning. We have got a heck of a show planned for you.
Is that a thing? 2 free donut?
2
two
free
cronuts?
cronuts. Yes, that's really a thing.
Cronut holes.
Oh, yeah, cronut holes.
Yes.
My bad.
They're like donut holes, but they're shaped in a little triangle because they're truly croissants.
Oh, why did you do
Was
that?
I not supposed to say that?
No, you gave it away.
It's delicious. Look at those pictures that
I'm going to give
that
you
Charles
some
put
pictures.
up.
So go down and get
I
a
love
cronut.
it.
Tell them we sent you. Get your cronut holes. Get 2 free cronut holes. We are coming to you live today from VentureX Studios here in Frisco, Texas. Anything and everything you need office space-wise and good coffee. And a lot of
Yes.
other services offered. VentureX-Frisco.com. That's right, VentureX-Frisco.com. That's on the monitor for you to see. And so I'll tell you, Wednesday, we have got a packed show for you today. You're going to be excited. You're going to be happy. You're going to be shocked. You've got to be kidding me. With some of the stuff the
which
North
one?
Texas Jeep Club for one.
Oh, yeah, I
You're
can't
gonna
wait
be
to hear
going-
about that.
yeah.
I haven't heard the whole story
Oh,
on that.
it's no taco bueno.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no taco bueno.
Wow.
You got to tune in for that. That's going to be happening at 8:30. We scheduled that for 8:30, right, Chuck? I believe
Yes.
we did.
Yes,
8:30,
yes,
I think.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it is.
We're going to be talking some golf today a little bit. Of course, we've got a lot going on in sports, so we'll talk a little of sports
Yes.
as well. And then, of course, we've got some news we need to cover this morning. And I want to talk about Ellen again. I think I've got a new leaf going.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You can't let it go.
No. I'm a dog
Coming
with a
back.
bone. Dog with a bone. So anyway, welcome to JP, Kathy, and the crew. Of course, you can follow us at JP, Kathy, and the crew.
And say
I
it.
said, follow us. Alert. That's right.
Please follow us.
Like
And
us,
We've got 100
follow
people
us.
on YouTube, finally.
Hence the
We're
celebration with
excited.
cronuts.
There you go.
That's right. Thank you
know
very
what?
much.
We didn't do weather on the threes, so
We
now
haven't-
it's not weather on the threes.
Well, because it's not time yet. This is not
it's
part of.
7:34.
This is not your diagram. So you missed your diagram.
Oh, where is my diagram?
It's on your phone.
Oh, I took a picture. Thank you.
You did.
That's
And
right.
so we don't talk
Let
about-
the record show I did have weather pulled up.
Okay, there you go. So at 7:13, we will do the weather and the time.
7:13, which is already passed.
Or not 7:13. I'm sorry, 7:43.
Okay, there we go.
7:43.
Another three.
That's when we'll hit that.
Another
so,
three.
But we want to go ahead and talk about what's going on in the news. There's a lot happening internationally, but this is something that struck me kind of funny. And that's not funny good, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
not
funny,
funny,
bad.
ha ha.
No, so up in Hong Kong, of course, you've heard about the riots. You've seen it on the news where a lot of young pro-democratic protesters took to the streets, and of course, the Chinese government came in and just tried to put down any kind of pro-democratic process that could take place. And the Chinese government is at it again. China has blocked 12 Democrats from being able to be a part of the legislative and local elections in Hong Kong. Of course, China passed their new security law security law that now shadow and looms over Hong Kong. In the past, China had been tolerant of what was going on with pro-Democrats and even moderate Democrats, but not anymore. They disqualified 12 of them. They said there could be plenty more coming if we're not careful. Of course, the Chinese government, you'll love this, they're citing collusion and foreign forces in opposition to China. Is the reason why they disqualified
You couldn't
them.
even get through that sentence.
No, not without laughing.
You're like, okay.
No. And so, you've got pro-democracy candidate Joshua Huang, who's been very, very active in the Civic Party there. He's a moderate, and he has definitely gone up against the old guard in China. Beijing has made it clear that they don't want any more of that. And it's put us on a collision course with China. What I mean us, I mean the West, because again, they are trying to get rid of that democratic process, and they're doing the best that they can to do that. Hong Kongers are trampled, and the city's last pillar that offered an opportunity for some autonomy looks like it's about to go away as well. With the Hong Kong's legislature under a firm grip from Beijing, look for another region of Asia to fall to Chinese politics, which, again, if you've been watching anything in the news, is way bad stuff. And what do we mean by that? Well, how about the seeds that the Chinese government has been sending out to Americans? And where do you think that came from? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Okay, remember, Charles has sound effects for us.
Oh, he does.
We're used to doing our own
I'm
sound
sorry.
effects.
But he's busy over there right now.
Oh, okay.
I was helping him
He's
out.
directing.
I was helping him out.
He's directing.
Yeah, I was helping him out. I was being a bud. I was being a bud. So the government is constructing a new CCP. Boy, does that not sound familiar. Tell me you remember the CCCP.
Help refresh my memory. I haven't had any coffee yet.
The old Soviet Union.
Oh, well, no, duh. Yeah.
now the
yeah,
Chinese-
there's a little eerie there. A
Yeah,
little
they've
too close for
crafted the
comfort.
CCP.
Little too close
The
for comfort.
Chinese Communist Party, and again, trying to take over the LegCo to eliminate most of the opposition voices. Nathan Law, pro-democracy activist and former lawmaker who was kicked out of the legislature, said on Twitter and has fled Hong Kong for Britain earlier this month. I mean, Kathy, it's like the world is going to come to an end because we're going to end up having two huge powers that are going to be in opposition and China has manipulated and coerced and purchased their way.
Yeah, really?
into
Let's
this
talk
position.
about China. I mean, let's talk about COVID. Let's talk about what's been done to us over here, to the world. We've talked about this before without, even casting a shot across the bow. Look at what they've done to our economy, to our folks, to our way of life. It's frightening, JP. It really is. Power hungry does not even begin to describe.
Well, and it doesn't.
That
And-
society. I mean, that would be a weak term for them, power hungry. That's
Yeah.
kind of sad.
Well, and they've been buying up property in the United States. And here's the thing, right? Their money is communist money. They can just print it however they want to print it. That's what kills me about the whole scenario.
Scary.
So, anyways, and then Kathy, of course, we've got what's going on in Beirut.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The explosion, and I'm assuming most everybody has seen a replay of that by now. I guess the only way I can describe it is jarring. I mean, this is left by, and again, and these are, the numbers are still coming in. This is what's so scary, but up to 300,000 have been left homeless by the Beirut explosion. I mean, this is just scary. The Lebanese president has called an emergency cabinet meeting. He has said there is a 2-week state of emergency that should be declared following this massive explosion in Beirut that killed at least 100 people and injured 4,000 others. The explosion on Tuesday sent shockwaves across the city, causing widespread damages as far as the outskirts of the capital. Officials said that they expect the death toll to rise further as the emergency workers dig through the rubble to search for survivors, which that just... Have you seen pictures, JP? Have you looked at pictures of the asking the crew
gracious,
have y'all
yes.
seen the pictures?
It reminds me of the old Lebanon, Beirut time in the 80s.
I mean, it's just very, very frightening. The cause of the explosion was not immediately clear. Officials linked the blast to some 2,750 tons of confiscated ammonium nitrate that were being stored in a warehouse at the port for 6 years. They assembled the country's High Defense Council following the explosion. This was so scary, and so there were people who the first video I saw, my son came in and showed me on his Instagram feed. I was like, oh my gosh. Then I saw 2 other versions of the explosion, or 2 other points of view of the explosion, and it was people who were like far away from the explosion. You could see the fireworks going off in the explosion, and then all of a sudden the people who are even filming on their phones from far away get blown back down because it didn't stop. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that. People walking around the street with shards of glass all stuck in them, blood. The hospitals were having to treat people out in the parking lots because they were busting at the seams. People, even a reporter who was reporting on one of the news stations I watched yesterday, said that his entire apartment building, and every building around him where he lives is literally just gone, JP. I mean, we're talking just, there's nothing left. So please join in praying for the people who were impacted by this. Just heartbreaking.
Charles, were you able to get video? There we go. We've got some pictures. Were you able to get video on this, Charles brought up?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, look at that.
Here's some of the pictures that Kathy's talking about. You know, if you can imagine a city that, again, back in the 80s, if you remember, everything that happened there with the Marines and with our embassy there. And then, boom, here we go again. And pretty much unprovoked and uncalled for.
I mean, they are calling it, because at first it starts off with a fire and then several smaller blasts. And then what most news reports are reporting as a colossal explosion. And this explosion, I mean, it flattened the entire harbor front and all of the surrounding buildings. I've just never seen anything like it. Just heart-wrenching. Just pray for the people who are impacted by this, and God bless them. And if there are survivors, I hope those emergency workers can get to them in a timely fashion.
Oh, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And our prayers go out to all the people in Beirut and their
stay
families.
strong, Lebanon. God bless you.
You know, they become a casualty, is what they become, and it's something else. You know, Cleo has commented on the feed. She said the mushroom cloud looked like an atomic explosion. It was impressive, and I don't think she means impressive as in fun.
And Cleo, it's interesting you say that. That is the exact thing my husband said when he saw it. He said the same exact thing. It was just that frightening. I mean, again, it was jarring. I don't know how else to describe it other than just jarring and devastating.
Absolutely. And then Fred, of course, Fred's chimed in. Ammonium nitrate was what McVeigh used in the OKC bombing. And I don't know, have you been to the OKC Memorial?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Multiple
You've been there,
times.
right? Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And, I highly recommend it, and it just absolutely ravished the building, and it was something else. It was very, very bad. Joe Chandler chimes in. He says McVeigh used 2,000 pounds. This was 2,750 tons. So if that gives you an idea of the magnitude, especially if you've been to OKC and seen the memorial, which again I highly recommend. But again, my heart goes out to the families in this country that have had to deal with this. I mean, nobody wants to deal with this, number one, but to have it just sprung on you like this is just not It's not cool. And I know that's probably playing it down. I don't mean to, but I don't know any other word to use. Devastating.
Yeah, devastating. I mean, literally, there are no words to describe. I can't even imagine what the people. I mean, just 1 minute you're in your house, your apartment, and the next minute you're, hoping you can get into an emergency room, and literally there's nothing left.
Absolutely. 7:43 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay, yes. Okay, now we can do weather on the threes.
Let's get to the weather.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Chuck, did you catch my text message to you?
A jarring transformation.
My phone's on
Transition.
silence.
There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, well, currently we've got 79 degrees here in Frisco. We are looking at a high of 91, so a little bit cooler today. Again, yay, we love the break in the heat here in Texas. And we're headed towards a low of 75 this evening. Looks to be partly cloudy and with the sun peeking out here and there today, so get out and get you some vitamin D.
All right, some vitamin D it is. I'll tell you, exciting stuff there. How about the humidity?
Oh, I did not check that.
Yeah. See, we need a humidity
Now, yesterday, Dr. Good even chimed in on our JP, Kathy, and the crew messenger group that we have and said JP will be in a good mood today. It's only 65% humidity. Oh, people know you well. Let's
Boy,
see.
don't they.
Humidity today. Ooh, JP.
I'm ready.
61.
Ooh, see, I'm okay now. Now
That's good stuff. That's why my knee doesn't hurt this morning.
I can go on about my day.
Yeah. Well, have a lovely
61
day.
here.
61%.
61% humidity.
Oh,
no.
That means I can survive.
79 degrees, Charles. He's like, I don't think it's that
I
brisk.
can live with 61% humidity.
I was thinking 61 degrees.
No. We're not that lucky. Not yet. Not yet. All right.
No.
That would have made Cronut Day even better.
Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, when I walked out of the house this morning, there was a little bit of a nip in the air compared to normal August weather in Texas, I guess I should say.
Interesting term because I don't think there was.
Okay. There's a wee bit.
A wee bit. Not Nana, Texas.
You didn't feel like
No,
it?
it was
you didn't
humid.
feel it?
It was humid.
You weren't
and
feeling the
warm.
love?
No. So, how many of you know the name Gary Patterson? Do you know the name Gary Patterson, Kathy?
That sounds familiar.
Head football coach for
TCU. Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was wondering if you were going to report on this. I heard about this on the way to this studio this morning here at VentureX. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, can we say that there is a player in his midst who is upset because of his playing time? He just didn't get to play as much as he thought Mr. Patterson should play him. And then in the locker room, he uses the N-word, which is unacceptable.
Which is
Coach Patterson
not right
calls
at
him
all.
out
Right.
on using the N-word.
Yes.
Tells him that's unacceptable in my locker room.
Which, good.
And somehow Gary Patterson's in the news.
Yeah.
Apologizing. I'm not apologizing.
And why did he have to apologize when he's not the one who? It's getting to the point, and I'd love to hear from the crew. What do you think about this? It's getting to the point where you can't even say something in telling a story. You can't. I'm just worried that one day we're going to wake up and not be able to say anything. He's not the one who originated the use of that word. He was trying to tell his players, hey, and the player who used that derogatory comment, which is unacceptable, like that's a no-brainer. Absolutely, that word's unacceptable. And he was like, you will not use it. And yeah, why is he getting his chops busted? I couldn't figure out the rest of the story on that.
So what the score is that he used the N-word to correct the young man.
Saying you can't use this
That's
word.
correct. That's correct. And so so this kid goes to Twitter and puts out this huge Twitter response, which included, by the way, the fact that he didn't
I've got to see. You got to show me this.
He didn't get enough playing time.
Well, and here's the thing. Then play better.
Well, work harder, practice harder. You're not a prima donna. Move on, get a life, find a new team, join a JUCO, and play football at JUCO, for goodness sakes, if you want more playing time. If you can't hack it.
Join a what?
A JUCO.
What's that?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Should I know what that is?
Yes, because you're highly educated.
The junior
yes.
college?
Yes, you know what it is.
Is that a hip way to say junior college?
Oh, my God, it's old as Methuselah.
Well, so am I.
Well, that's why you should know it.
Thank you for the laugh track. And thank you, Charles.
Well, and here's what's funny. Patterson is still receiving criticism in regards to using the N-word, regardless of the context. He's apologized, agreeing to it as being unacceptable in any context, and student and alumni are still talking. I don't know what they're talking about. It's unbelievable, the fact that this guy's being called out. The chancellor of TCU and other players who support Patterson say the coach used the racial slur when calling out a black player for saying it. The confrontation happened during practice on Sunday with redshirt freshman Dylan Jordan, who posted about it on social media, admits using the term. Jordan also said it
So
ain't...
why isn't that kid getting his chops busted by his peers?
Well, yeah.
Like, you should know better than to use that term.
Well, and again, because there is a level of behavior, and this goes back to Black Lives Matter, which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a new George Floyd thing floating around by black gentlemen who are saying Black Lives Matter. And so we're going to dive into that on another day.
I was going to say, do we have 5 hours
yeah,
today?
no, we don't. We really don't. So
We were asking the crew, would we all stay with us for 5 hours today?
well, I'm sure they would on this one, but because it's something else. And so we'll get to that on another day. But yeah, so Jordan also said it ain't about calling me the N-word. That never happened. It's about the fact that it's not acceptable to be said regardless of context. Dylan Jordan, you were using it casually at practice. Your coach told you, do not use this word in my locker room, on my field.
on my field, anywhere around me, yeah.
So if this word is never acceptable in any context,
Then why
were you using it?
Exactly. I mean, there are just certain words that you just don't say. And again, and what is there to defend on social media?
Yeah. So
why is the coach getting his chops busted? Then
so
I don't know.
Players like tight end Antavius Lynn and receiver Darius Davis have explained on social media that the incident got blown out of proportion. Patterson himself put out a message after George Floyd's death in May with a "Be the change you want to see and feel." So Patterson is sensitive to all of this, and yet this young man has used it as a stage to try to gain playing time. You ready for this? Jordan took other players down with him, and that's what I don't like, because other players decided not to show up at practice and skip a day of practice because of this terrible incident when the coach is telling him, don't ever use this word again. Hollins echoed out Patterson saying, we have discussed ways to move forward while keeping in mind the mental health of the football team. Coach P understands the significance of what he said. And that's from senior center Kelton Hollins, who was at the meeting with Patterson and said on social media, Patterson agreed, the slur is unacceptable in my context. Again, he called his player out, told his player don't do this. And I guess that just wasn't good enough. And again, he used it as a means to try to get more playing time, which blows me away. Currently 7:53 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, and here at VentureX at our new studio, which we just absolutely love. As a matter of fact, Chance Post, who is our point of contact here, if you're interested in office space, come on over and let him give you a tour. Great facility. He's hosting a watching party for JP, Kathy, and the crew right now. So how much fun is that?
That's way fun.
I love that.
Also, in a couple weeks, and I want to say August the 14th, Chance, pop on and type
what
this
was the
out.
date? Yes.
But we're going to be barbecuing for the crew.
I know. That's going to be so much
And
fun.
so
We're going to have a little cookout here.
Yeah, we are. We want the crew to come
super
out here to
excited.
Venture X with JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. We want you to join us. We're going to feed you. How much fun is that? And
We're
be a
gonna
part
feed
of.
ya.
Be a part of being fed. You're the crew, man. Ann Guzman, where are you? Cleo, get you and Angelo out here. Gail, you better be here.
Free
Michelle, you better get here, right? That's what we're looking for.
I love it. I love it. Well, and hopefully we'll have lovely weather in mid-August, because right now, it'd be the first week of August, we are having unseasonably cool weather. We're only going to get up to 91 today. We're going to have a low of 75. Currently, we're partly cloudy and 79 degrees here in Frisco, Texas, JP.
Absolutely. Well, Plano, the city of Plano, had a shocking incident take place where a woman is murdered and left face down. And
a number of our friends, including Cleo, a number of ladies who are members of the crew, have walked or jogged that same exact path, JP.
Well, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days a week. And it's sad. And the comments that I've read on Facebook is that this man had been complained upon multiple times. Plano PD told residents, well, he's homeless and there's nothing we can do about it. He's not breaking the law. And yeah, he is. Because if nothing else, he was, and I can't remember the term right now, but it's where you are you're out and about and you are laying in public
Like
property.
loitering?
Loitering,
Loitering,
thank you.
okay.
In a neighborhood. And as a result, on camera, they have not the whole thing, but the abduction, and then she turns up dead in the I don't want to call it a culvert. I guess it's kind of a dam or a water area.
God bless
here
her
in
family.
Plano.
Just
And
God
so,
bless her family. And if you'll notice, I think we've got the picture on the screen right now that has all of the shoes, the jogging shoes that people are putting that will be donated to the homeless, that people have put under the tree in her memory, in her honor. Just devastating, just heartbreaking.
Yeah. And so, Chuck, thank you for putting that up there on the screen. Don't forget, you can also get Charles as your consultant. That's right. All you got to do is go to info@pro-multis.com. That's right. info@pro-multis.com.
You know who we have with us right now, and I hope he'll be with us. No doubt he'll be with us again on Friday. We have Miss Texas, her dad, Dexter. He's watching right now. So good morning to
Hi, Dexter.
Miss Texas's dad.
Hey, you ready for this? Dexter and I are going to do a barbecue football show.
Oh, I love it. Y'all need to.
And he'll come in from Houston. I'll come in from here.
Y'all are going to be a mess.
And we're going to do I'll have him do his favorite. I'll do my favorite, and then we'll wear Viking stuff and Packers. Oh, Dexter said I just lost you when he said Packers and stuff. So yeah, we'll keep it with the Vikings, I guess.
Well, the big one is it wet barbecue or is it dry? So
It's both,
dry
baby.
rub
Oh,
or
both.
wet
I
marinade.
was going to say, I like both.
Both.
I like
Yeah,
both.
if you're Texan, you gotta do both.
I like a dry rub, and then I like to dip it in a really, really good barbecue sauce. Barbecue sounds really good, doesn't it?
And then
It
do you
does.
smoke it? Is it mesquite or hickory?
Oh, it depends on the time of the year.
Yeah, that's, well, let's ask the crew.
Or
Depends
the
on the time
apple.
of the year.
How do you prepare
Apple.
how do you prepare your barbecue?
And we'll be talking to Shay Drake about doing a barbecue show.
Love it.
So excited about that. Did we ever get my
Love
feed
it.
going away, by the way, speaking of Shay Drake?
It's on your new page.
Oh.
I can't find his new page.
So that's no
John
Taco
Edward.
Bueno.
John Edward Payton.
Interesting.
That's
want
his
me to-
old one, too.
How
I
fun.
mean, fix that quick, or
How fun.
maybe
I don't know. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Cleo said that this woman lived in her subdivision 2 streets over. I saw her several times a week. He was sleeping on park benches and wandering around for about 10 days, muttering to himself. I know Cleo was very upset when this happened. As are all of us. Just what a devastating and unnecessary loss.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it goes to show us that we need to make sure that we are diligent, and we need to convey to our police, evidently, that there's a danger here involved. And hopefully this incident will not go untested, and the police department may change their policy on how they handle it. Maybe take them down to a shelter. Maybe have
Well,
them
or
checked
do
into
like
a
a
hospital.
mental health check
Right.
or something. I believe you can. Can't the police? I'm trying to remember from when I was a county commissioner. I think you've got like you can do a 48 or a 24-hour mental health check. What's the
It's 72 hours.
72 hours. So you can do
72.
up to 72 hours. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're going to be bringing Jacob on here in just a moment when we go on to 8:03. And
Our young producer.
Well, one of absolutely.
love
Well,
it.
no, he's not a producer. He's a director.
Oh, director. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
He is fancy.
Actually, if you're looking at the rolling or the scrolling credits, he would be the assistant to the executive producer, executive director,
There we go.
because that's how they do it. I've
Okay.
watched a lot of movies. I'm an expert now on this, so I know that's how they do it.
I'm a self-proclaimed expert.
Are you? So, and it's kind of timely because if you've been on my Instagram account, JP for JP, it got hijacked. And so we're going to be talking with Jacob about his account getting hijacked, and we're going to talk about mine.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
And what you need to do.
It can happen to anybody, especially if it happens to a young, sharp individual like Jacob. Just beware.
Pause.
Pause.
So,
Okay. I was like, wait, what is that hand
So
signal?
stay with us. 8:03. We're going to be discussing that and what's going on. But I want to get back to Ellen DeGeneres. I know
Okay, yeah, so what's your follow-up on
I'm like
this?
a dog with a bone, right? So
You are.
Ellen has issued an apology
Right?
to her staff and all the people that have been engaged or involved.
Right.
Can people have a bad day? You know,
I mean, I've had a bajillion bad days.
Right. And I've talked with other people, right? And other people have said, you know something? Sometimes there's a difference, right? When the show is on, you're on. And you don't get to be not on, right? Because this is your livelihood. This is what you do.
Right.
And a lot of people follow Ellen DeGeneres and love what she does.
She's very popular, and her show is very entertaining. Like I said, I've watched it a handful of times over the years. Very entertaining. It looks like the guests are having a great time. There's usually some kind of prank involved, which who doesn't love a good prank?
Right.
Unless it's a clown on the back of a door, but that's a whole other thing in a studio, okay?
Oh, yeah. As unicorns take over my desk. So what's the other side of this? How about Katy Perry? Katy Perry says, I know I can't speak for anyone else's experience besides my own, but I want to acknowledge that I have only ever had positive takeaways from my time with Ellen and on the Ellen Show. I think we all have witnessed the light and continual fight for equality that she has brought the world through her platform for decades. Sending you love and a hug, friend at the Ellen Show.
Okay.
So there's another side, right?
Yeah, and there's always two sides to the story. And again, if you are entertaining people on the screen, is that how you have to act off screen? I think it's because I think why this has really made big news. It's because you've had a number of people collectively get together and they've made some pretty significant accusations. So, I don't know. I mean, are you allowed to have a bad day? Yeah. But even when you're having a bad day, you don't have to take it out on somebody else, I guess.
Well, but she comes up, she apologizes publicly.
Yep.
Sends out a letter, right? Katy Perry's not the only one that's jumping up on her side.
Right.
Also, her wife, Portia de Rossi, has stood by the comedian and spoken highly about her character.
They've been together for a long time.
Yep. And so also Kevin Hart.
Oh, I like him.
Kevin Hart says, hey,
I
man.
like him.
Good person. I've been real good. She went to Twitter. Ellen went to Twitter and sent an emotional apology to staff and to people that have had a horrible experience. And so I think there's two sides to every story. Is there something for people to gain by knocking her down? Probably so. If nothing else, a personal boost for them, I guess. And so, you know what? Maybe we need to give Ellen an opportunity to continue to do what she's doing, and bring cheer to people and do good things in the world.
Well, when somebody again, none of us are perfect. If you apologize, I mean, my goodness, thank goodness for grace. I've had a number, family members, dear friends who I've had a bad day and I've said something I didn't mean or something came out the wrong way. And thank goodness they've accepted my apology and we've moved on. None of us are perfect.
So it is currently 8:03 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right. And JP, we are looking at a little bit of a cool front here today. Only a high of 91. Low of 75. Currently, we're at almost 80 degrees here in Frisco, Texas.
And tell everybody the humidity, because
only 61%.
Ah. Oh.
It's a miracle.
Ah.
It's a miracle.
Ah. Oh, I love that.
That kind of dry heat, right?
Well, I wouldn't lose my mind.
I was going to say 61% is not exactly dry heat, but
I think you've lost your mind there, Charles. We're going to not be able to share out your consulting services anymore,
yes,
Charles.
we are. We need him. He could turn us off right now, and there's nothing we could do.
Well, that's true. That is a true
We would have to hope
statement.
that Jacob would jump in.
Let's do them. Bye. I'm out. Don't call on me.
When are we getting to the Jeep story?
Well, at 8:30. But we need Jacob to come on over and take the seat and the microphone and the headset.
Come on over, Jacob.
A lot of you have received something from me on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram. And it is...
It's not you.
It's not me, but it's setting people up to want to donate money. And it's like there's this tragic thing that's happened in my life. And, interestingly enough, I have a very, very nice, very close following. again, I'm a hopeless romantic. So deep relationships are important to me.
Yes.
And so my friendships are deep. And I have a lot of friendships. And I've got friends that actually considered putting their credit card online and donating to what my issue was, which I had no issue.
And what's scary is when you look at it, it's an old picture of you back from your early days as a judge. So somebody could be confused because, well, how did they get a hold of a picture of you in your robe? You know what? Anybody could go grab that from any old news article, you know, JP. I mean, they honestly could.
Yep.
And then they, what I noticed and where I knew, first of all, it barely had any followers. So I'm like, okay, JP always has, I mean, you've got like a bajillion followers on everything. So I knew with just a handful of followers, it couldn't have been you. And if you look really close, all your stuff is always JP for JP. You know, when you ran for Justice of the Peace, that was your thing, JP for JP. My two children, who are now, one's an adult and one's almost an adult, have been calling you JP for JP since they were born, and they still call you, oh, hi, JP for JP. It's not, hey, Judge Payton, it's hey, JP for JP.
Right.
On this account, they had put P for JP. And so if you didn't look closely at the title for you, and so immediately, and when Charles sent that over, I was like, oh, this is fake for these reasons. But even the youth of America can get punked.
Well, here's the thing. So, Jacob,
Is that it?
No, it's okay.
Punked isn't the thing anymore.
We love you.
Yeah, okay. Jacob's like, oh, Lord, how old is this lady?
There's your real one there. On
Yeah,
the
and there's the real one. Yeah, if you're on the screen right now and you're looking at this, that is actually, I converted JP for JP a long time ago.
To JP, Kathy, and the crew.
To JP, Kathy, and the crew. But somebody revived. And if you notice, there's also not very many pictures. I don't know if you can scroll.
I think those are the only... I guess there were a few more pictures. And it was like a picture from one event. Pictures from one event.
Right, but there weren't a lot of pictures.
Right.
And so, Jacob, first of all, how old? First of all, thank you for joining JP, Kathy, and the crew and being a part of making this a new thing. I mean, we love that.
Hip. He helped us get on Twitch.
Well, he does rock. I don't know about the hip stuff because we don't know.
Oh, is hip not cool anymore?
Not cool, Kathy.
Jacob, is hip not a cool term?
Kathy,
He's so respectful.
Is
He's
it
not
dope?
even going to...
Is it
Dope is coming back.
It is coming. It's fighting back, but even your dad is like way off. Like, dude.
Dope is
Jacob,
coming back.
what do we do with these old
Finally.
people? We need younger people on the set, Jacob. We got to get rid of these old
I mean,
people.
that's why you got me, right?
That's
There you
exactly.
go.
You get
Thank
closer
you
to the
very
microphone, though.
much.
We'll help you with that so people can hear you.
All right.
So, Jacob, thank you for joining us this morning and coming out and exposing yourself to the world. So we love that. Keep your clothes on because you're underage. I said exposing, ha ha, ding 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 boom.
No, not that way. He's going to tell us about how you can be
17,
taken.
remember that.
He's underage.
Yeah, he's going to talk to you
I'm a
about
minor
how.
here.
You're a
John.
minor
Yes.
child.
Well, he's going to tell us about how
But you
even
can go
if
to
you're
jail,
younger,
so be careful.
even if you're younger, you've got to watch out. People are always trying to hack you.
Why are you stealing the thunder?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man,
I thought you
you're
were getting ready to take a sip of coffee.
No, you're being a thunderclapper. Stop it.
No, now that's no.
Stop it.
No,
Have another
JP.
Corona.
Oh, have a Corona.
No, pro nuts.
Oh, I thought you said Corona.
No.
Bring me a beer, Chuck.
No.
So, Jake, let's get this going.
We love you, Charles.
Jacob, first of all,
Why,
tell
thank
everybody,
you, kind
your dad's
sir.
already done it, but tell everybody how old you are.
I'm
you.
17.
How long have you been playing in the virtual world, in the internet, on gaming systems? How long have you been doing that stuff?
I honestly do not know.
Would you say
as long
for
as you can remember?
would you say for more than a year?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Probably at
Oh,
least
yeah.
more like 10 years.
Since Wii Sports, with the Wii.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
played on
all
the
of that,
Wii.
yeah.
I played on the
remember
Wii.
that.
So here's the question then, right? The question is, you're pretty tech savvy. Would you say that that's correct?
Yes,
Okay. In fact, you're probably almost more tech savvy than Dad
I like to think so.
at this point, right?
Oh, I love it.
Keep thinking.
But you know what, though? Dad says that, but it's a proud parent moment when your
Oh.
child learns from what you've given them and take it beyond you.
And they take it to the next
That's
level.
right.
We
Absolutely.
cloned. This is the best clone I could come up with.
There you go. You've done a great job. He is such a nice, smart young man, very respectful, very kind. If this is the next generation, we're okay.
Oh,
He
goodness
got the height.
gracious,
He
yes.
got the height I always wanted.
There you
Right?
go.
Amen to that. But let's
He
not.
did take it to the next level. Literally,
Yeah,
he's
but
several
we're-
inches
okay,
taller.
you know what? This is perfect opportunity. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Squirrels.
Uni. Yeah.
So Jacob, tell us what happened. It's funny. You walk in the door here, right? First date, I'm like, I don't like you right now. I don't want to talk to you. Why did I say I didn't like you? Didn't want to talk to you?
Because on the Facebook Messenger, I received a link to a video that wasn't actually a video, and it sends you to this site which looks like Facebook, but it's not actually Facebook, and it prompts you to log in using your credentials. So I wasn't thinking. I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't
It just kinda
process it.
forced
I
the
just
habit when
like,
that
I just gotta
prompt
log.
comes up.
I just gotta log in. I logged in, and then it never showed me video, and I was like, oh, whatever. It's probably just messed up or something. So I just didn't worry about it. And then I looked through the messenger, and I just see you've sent this video to like literally everyone. So I'm just like, great, I just got hacked. So
Well, and I guess
well,
what
it's not even hacking, because you're literally just giving them your credentials by logging in. So they're just logging into your account and just sending all the things, so that they send it to other people, and then those people click on it and they send it to their people, and it spreads like wildfire.
Well, it's viral at that point. But Jacob, I guess what I'm wanting to get at the crux of this interview is that here you are, you're pretty tech savvy. You're a young guy.
He is very
We've been
tech
putting-
savvy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been putting tech in his hands since he was 9, 10 years old, maybe even a little younger than that,
Yep.
especially if you were with Uncle John, because Uncle John loved playing video games too. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about your actual Uncle John.
He's like, wait, which?
Because I've known Uncle John before Jacob was a twinkle in anybody's eye. So, and played video games with him, by the way, on a Sega, no less.
Wow.
Yeah, that goes
Kick it
way
old
back.
school.
Yeah, we used to play a helicopter game. Pretty cool stuff. Anyways, point is that here you are, a young man, tech savvy, and because we have become accustomed to having to re-authenticate our
Yes.
usernames,
Right.
passwords, somebody got smart, and instead of the obvious, stupid, we're going to take advantage of you, give us your financial information, straightforward
Yes,
question.
Nigerian prince.
Right. They say, hey, man, re-authenticate for us.
Give me your bank information.
And here you are, tech savvy on top of it, and you went ahead and you did, and you gave me your information. That's how easy it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Because now they get in our heads on what we're used to. Because otherwise you wouldn't have ever done it, right?
They exploit our what we're used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I mean, Jacob, I'm sure there's a number of sites that you're on, or apps that you're on, where you have to either do the touch re-authenticate. Is that what you're saying? Where you put your thumb for the password, or you have to log back in, like if you've been out for. So again, it is taking advantage of habitual things that we have going on. That's what's so scary. And we've all seen those videos in Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, it always strikes me funny. I don't use Messenger a ton, and I know there are friends of mine who the 3 years I've been on Facebook have never sent me a message in Messenger. And if all of a sudden they're sending me a video, I'm gonna say, "Is this real?" Kind of a thing.
Right.
But it's so easy to fall into that. It's scary.
And
that
just like
there are people like that out there.
if you're not sure, just don't click on it.
Yeah.
Just don't click
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Well, the key is this. The key is stop. It's kind of like the whole when you smell fire or you see smoke, right? Stop, drop, roll. In this instance, because it's a fire sale, they get your information, man, it's gone. And they're going to try to steal all your friends' information as well. So it's stop.
That's scary.
Oh, yeah. Stop, watch, and move on. Don't click it. Don't put information in. Don't update your information. Verify that that is truly the platform asking for your information. I didn't even get that. And I've got people contact friends. I got a friend of mine this morning at 6:30 who's an assistant superintendent down in Marble Falls going, John, I almost helped you out. And then, because it looked like there was something real going wrong up there. And then I realized, wait a minute. And then his son Hayden got the same request. And it's like, no, I think these people, this John's been hacked. And sure enough, John had been hacked. Again, they took an old profile that I haven't used in, 3-4 years, that I converted to JP Kathy and the crew on Instagram and went out and tried to get people. I mean, it's that easy, and that's what's going on. So do be careful out there. Be very, very careful. We want to welcome Anthony Cisneros to the show this morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Anthony. Yeah.
Actually, Anthony and Christy are going to be doing some Victory 2020 t-shirts for us, so we're super excited to be working with them. If you need really nice, high-quality t-shirts for a very reasonable price, get in touch with Anthony or Christy.
I want to say Blue Lives Matter at this point, although I want to go ahead and take just a short station identification break. Don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere. It's currently 8:13 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, JP, we've got a high of 91 today. We have a low of 75, and currently we are sitting at 79 degrees. So enjoy a little bit of a
Reprieve.
cold front, I guess, or reprieve from the extreme August heat that usually plagues us.
Absolutely. We are JP, Kathy, and the crew. We come to you live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And we love doing it. We
love
were
you.
going to transition to a
Mwah.
matinee, and we decided not to, and we had an alert. Uh-oh, an alert. Follow us, follow us, follow us, like us, like us, like us. Woo, woo, woo. I do the Elvis Presley, but I'm going to shake it, baby. I want you, baby.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, follow us. Thank you very much. I like
And
me.
Jacob's like, oh, I'm
It's
out.
time to go.
And thank you, Jacob.
Thanks,
You're
Jacob's like, I'm
awesome.
out.
He's
I'm
like,
out.
okay, my coolness factor is going to go down if I hang around
Yeah,
these
you
two
go.
kids any longer.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. I'm way out. But no, like us, follow us. Our goal is 100,000 followers by the time we hit June. We can only do it if you help us do it. We want to say good morning.
That's going to be to the crew's going to help us get that.
That's right. We want to
love the
say
crew. You're the reason we switched to the new format for the show.
That's right.
So we would have more freedom, and we've actually got the crew. Members of the crew are in production for some new shows on our JP, Kathy, and the Crew network.
well,
So
I'm
very
excited. We've got
exciting.
8 shows right now in the queue for August. I'm super excited about
awesome.
that. Want to say hello to Jim Devlin, who's with he's the chief of police.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
Good
Blue
morning, and
Lives
thank you for
Matter.
your
We
service.
love you, Jim.
Yes, Blue Lives
Want
Matter.
to say good morning to
Back the
Sandy
blue.
Ramsey. Good morning, Sandy. And good morning to Sue Kirk.
Oh, good morning.
You know, Sue Kirk taught my sister.
I love her. Yes, she was a sub-school principal when I was a teacher at Plano East. So, and we've got Chad Green and Tony on.
Oh,
and
yeah, I love
Tess.
Chad Green. Would love to hear from Chad about
Good
last
morning.
night.
Yes, Chad was just
Holy
sending
mackerel.
some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can call in or chime in.
Would love to hear
Chad,
that.
we would love to hear about last night.
Now, we also should be having, is it Tom Klein coming on, right?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
So what
Yes,
time
yes.
do we have him slated for? I forgot.
8:45.
8:45. And then before that, we've got Kayla calling in. Kayla Fournier.
Yeah, I'm anxious to
Texas
hear
Jeep
this
Club.
story.
Yeah, at 8:30. So
You
we
said
definitely don't want to miss that, too.
no, you said no
Oh,
good.
it's no
bad,
Taco
bad news
Bueno.
bears. Okay,
Yeah, it's way bad. Shannon Young, good morning to you. Philip, thank you for joining us in this morning. Stephen Stanley, good to see you. Judge Russo, thanks for joining us this
Judge
morning
Russo.
as well. Rena Petting, good morning, and thanks for joining. Tony Ortiz, good morning. Jerry Williamson, thank you for joining us here at JP, Kathy, and the Crew as well. Hopefully, we're going to have a barbecue and like smoking show.
Yeah.
Shay Drake has reached out to me. I've reached out to him. His brother has started. Derek Drake and his partners have started a company down in South Oak Cliff on beauty products and open up a storefront
How cool is that?
amidst COVID-19.
So you said smoking. You mean like cigars or?
No, smoking meat, man. In Texas, when you say
you know
smoking
what?
and you're an adult and you're not some vaping fool,
Well, no, but,
Dude.
there is a possibility. One of the members of the crew who lives near the Austin area talked about doing a cigar a show on, like
now there you go.
what kind of cigars, if what goes with
Hey,
what
Webb,
and all that
welcome to
kind
the
of
show.
good
There's
stuff.
a Cigars
so.
International nearby, so.
Ooh, there you go.
JP will be out there smoking with Shay Drake. Of course, I'll learn from he's an expert. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Also want to thank Twinkle Donuts in the Colony. They make a cronut. It's a croissant that they've converted into a donut.
Delightful.
It's light. I mean, it was so funny. When Chuck brought these, Charles brought these in the first time, this was hilarious. So I tried one or two of them. I moved on. He brought an apple fritter, so I had a piece of an apple fritter. Well, Kathy gets over there after the show, and
I was like, I guess I'll try one of these.
our backs are kind of to her, and we're kind of talking. I look over, and Kathy's doing this.
I was like,
She's like, I got to stop. Someone's
was
going to
like-
take this box away from me.
I wasn't eating that fast because I was savoring every bite because it was so good. But I ate one, and I was like, oh my! And then I had another one, and then I was like, okay, somebody tell me to leave. Just tell me to leave
Absolutely.
because I was like, I just walk away.
So yeah, out in the colony, they've got cronuts. You can see the picture there. They're very fantastic. If you go and you mention JP, Kathy, and the crew, you get 2 free cronut holes. That's right, 2 free cronut holes for
And
mentioning
they're
JP, Kathy, and the
delicious.
crew. We want to say good morning to Tyler Broadhurst. Thank you for joining.
Good
and then Kayla has joined
morning.
us. And again, she's coming on at 8:30.
I'm anxious
So
to hear it. You've built this story up. And
Oh, it's something else.
Yeah, you said I will not believe it, and
No.
the crew will not believe
no.
it. So
And then Tess Armstrong is going to be joining us Friday morning to watch a little
Yay!
bit. I think she's going to do like a bail bondsman type show here on JP,
that
Kathy, and the
would be
crew.
awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
And talk about expertise.
Oh, goodness
out
gracious, yes.
the wazoo, my goodness.
I think Tess has seen it all.
Probably.
I think she has
She
seen
will have
it
to
all.
change the names to protect the innocent, but I think she's got stories galore.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and
Well,
it's
and
cute.
we need to give out a shout out to Trevor and Krista
Oh, yep.
and Kathy,
And they got added to the
and
crew.
Trevor's mom, Kathy, who we had the pleasure of having dinner with last night. They were in from Massachusetts. Some of you may remember Trevor was on the show. I even sat next to him when he was in his clown attire. And for somebody who is deathly afraid of clowns, that was a big deal. But he's also been on our show talking about being successful while having autism. He's just, been on he's talked about a number of issues on our show. And he and his lovely fiance are absolutely precious. It was so nice to meet her in person, but like you said last night, JP, it was like we already knew her. You kind of, sometimes you really feel like you already know somebody, even if you just have met them through social media. So anyways, love y'all, and thank y'all so much for such a lovely evening last night.
Absolutely, it was a great time.
Wahlburgers, that's a great
Yeah,
place.
Wahlburgers. We went and had dinner with the members of the crew.
So that's a great
And
hamburger
if you
place.
want to be a member of the crew, send us a message on Messenger to the crew or to JP, Kathy, and the crew, and we'll get that information over to our administrator who handles that. And then you can join and be a part of the crew's conversation all day, every day. And trust me, that conversation goes on all the time.
It's good times.
Funny, hilarious, crazy stuff gets sent and put onto that page, or not page, but onto that messenger. I mean, it's hilarious. So we'd love to
It's a
have you
sitcom
join
within
us.
itself.
Oh, goodness gracious, it
It's
is. All right.
great.
Currently, it is 8:23 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, JP, we've got a little bit of a cool front that has moved into the North Texas area. We are looking at a high of 93 today, a low of 75, currently still setting at 79 degrees and partly cloudy here at VentureX at our new studios.
And we love that. If you want to know any more about VentureX, you can always ask us. We'd be more than happy to take you on a tour. But you can also go to VentureX-Frisco.com. That's VentureX-Frisco.com. And if you want to hire any of our staff, we've got great consultants. We've got great people that work with us. You can go to info@pro-multis.com or frameworkspr.com. Did I get that right,
What if-
Charles?
frameworkspr.com.
.com. I got it
Yes.
right. There you go.
And now,
what about
if
our
they-
email?
Oh, you want your email?
What is our email?
It's like you want
You're
what
the
you
one
want.
who- you're the one who
Charles
made
is
it
like,
for
what
us.
you want your email? What's your
Yeah,
problem?
what's-
I bring you cronuts. What more do you want from me?
My goodness, you're demanding.
Yeah, he's like
Well,
what if stifle yourself.
What if they don't have a podcast studio? What could they do?
They could come right here to VentureX.
Absolutely.
And they can record. They can
Nice.
use it
Yeah,
as a
great,
podcast.
great prices here. And that's another. I'm glad y'all mentioned this. This made me think of something that we've been getting asked by members of the crew. They're like, I don't really feel comfortable doing a live show like you guys do because we don't care. We're like, yep, what you see is what you get. So here you go. I think that's part of the humor in our show is that we're just always stumbling all over ourselves and enjoying it while we're doing it. But you do not have to record your show live. You can pre-record the show, and then Charles, through the magic of broadcasting and science and technology, can put that on at any time that you want. We can do evening shows. We have a couple of evening shows that are going to start here by the end of the month. It can be an early morning show, a weekend show. Sky's the limit. And that's why we love this new format. Sky's the limit.
So they can use the very same equipment you're using.
Yes.
Absolutely. So
I will
in
even
six,
lend
in
you my
six
unicorn.
minutes, we'll be joined with Kayla Forney, representing the North Texas Jeep Club and what's gone on there. Again, very, very interesting and just some crazy stuff. I want to say good morning to Ron Baker. If you want to be a part of
Ron and
JP,
Melissa,
Kathy, and the
good
crew,
morning.
we would love you to come on and have a show on our network, the JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. We're doing 12 hours of programming a day is what we're doing with some replays on other shows on the other half of the 12 hours that exist in those 24 hours. And we would love to have you join us. Very inexpensive if you get in on the floor level with us right now and you join up. So you can always catch us at JP, Kathy, and the Crew 3@gmail.com, or feel free to call in at 214-494-1244. That's 214-494-1244.
494-1244.
1244. There you
like
go.
all those fours.
I do. All right,
We
a little
like that.
bit of baseball news. A lot going on. Albert Pujols. I don't know what.
How
what
do you say?
I
How do you say his last name,
No,
Charles?
it's Pujols.
Is that how you
I know
say
how
it?
to say it. I speak Spanish, for goodness sakes. Pujols.
Okay, there you
Close
go.
to Mays on the all-time home run list. So it's going to be fun to watch him in this abbreviated season to see if he can surpass Willie Mays. So a lot going on there. Baseball did not cancel, as you know.
Well, and we talked about that Monday. That there was a big talk out there that was a possibility. So
Very interesting. Some of the mascots hanging out with the cardboard cutouts in the stadium.
now that's funny.
If you go to
Because I don't think I'm a big fan of the cardboard cutouts, but that's funny if the mascots are hanging
They
out
are.
with them. I love
They
that.
are. If you go to CBSSports.com
I love
MLB, it's hilarious. I don't know, Kathy, if you can see this, but
Turn
there
around,
he is.
let me see.
He's kind
as
of
I
bored.
Swig my
He's kind of
swig my
bored. He's
coffee.
just kind of hanging out with the
That
cardboard
is
cutouts there.
funny.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you want to watch some hard throwing
good.
pitching, you want to tune in to Jacob deGrom. This guy is now the hardest MLB throwing pitcher right now, and I mean he's on fire. And so again, I think pitchers are going to own the day when it comes to Major League Baseball in this shortened season.
Well, it's to their advantage. You know, there's no chance of wearing your arm out. You know, the likelihood of injuries when you're giving it your all is not as high when you've got a truncated season.
Absolutely, and something that I am disappointed in. Very, very sad. This last summer, Coach Quigley, he said, "JP, you got to go by when you're up in
Good morning,
Wisconsin
Coach.
and go over to the Field of Dreams."
Which you did.
I did, and I'm so glad that I did. I was prepared to try to figure out how to buy a ticket to the Yankees-Mets game that was going to be there.
Oh.
Yeah, there was going to be a huge game.
How
Iowa.
cool
I'm
would
sorry.
that have been?
It was Cardinals-White Sox game.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And guess what? They canceled it.
Oh man.
Which-
I was so envious when you were at Field of Dreams and you were sending pictures. I was like, oh, I would give anything just to be there and lay in the field, look up at the stars at night. That had to be so cool.
Well, the game was on, and I was right. It was the Yankees to begin with. And so then when they revised the 60-game regional schedule, it was going to be who would take the place of the Yankees, and it was going to be the White Sox. And so it was going to be the Cardinals and the White Sox.
Right.
And MLB announced on Tuesday the game is postponed. They said, we made every effort to go ahead with a first-class event for the people of Iowa, and generally, is what Commissioner Rob Manfred said in a statement. Unfortunately, we have come to the conclusion that it would not be prudent to ask clubs to step outside their normal routines, given the evolving public health challenges. We hope to host the event in Iowa in 2021.
It's up on the screen.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, there you
how
go.
amazing! And I got to go be there. The lady was so nice. We pull in the RV that my dad and I purchased, and we park. We got there like 20 minutes before it was supposed to close, and she says, "You know what? I'm not going to close the gate." She goes, "You guys can stay the night here if you want."
See, that's we love talk about a positive person
Experience. Absolutely.
That's one right there.
That's right.
PPE.
It is.
PPEs, hashtag PPE, hashtag positive person.
Are we going to talk basketball
experience.
at all?
Well, we're going to jump on the line with Kayla Forney. It's 8:29.
Oh, yes. Okay,
right
excellent.
now, and so we're going to be talking about what happened with the
Excellent.
North Texas Jeep Club.
Because I'd love to give a shout out to a particular basketball player if we get a chance.
We could probably get to that.
Okay.
Probably after the 8:45 interview, and we can talk a little basketball.
Fantastic.
But in the meantime, we want to get Kayla on the line
Almost there.
and talk with
it
her about what happened with the North Texas Jeep Club
I'm
and God,
very, very
Well,
curious about this.
or somebody that claims to be a son of God.
Interesting.
Oh, this is
very, very
yeah.
interested.
You don't
in
want to
hearing
miss out on this. This is very,
and Kayla's a
very
member of the
uncool.
crew, so we love her. Hello to you, Kayla.
Yeah, absolutely. She's where I got Stanley from.
Oh, there you go.
My little old Stanley.
Stanley, sweet little baby.
That's how I met Stanley. It's because of
JP
Kayla.
was doing an imitation of his puppy last night.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jaw Jaw Binks. Stanley is
Jar
Jar Jar
Binks.
Binks.
That's so funny.
All right, so Charles, let us know when you're ready to go.
Yeah, I was up, but she had a problem connecting in, so I'm working with her.
All right,
Oh,
you guys
okay.
work together, get that worked out.
Well,
so
can
Kathy,
I give a shout out to?
Let's go ahead. Let's talk a little basketball in the meantime.
Let's talk. I mean, this. I'm anxious to see this young man's career unfold, and this is Luka Doncic, is who I'm talking about with the Dallas Mavericks. He is unbelievably talented. He had in his game against the Kings a triple double to end all triple doubles. He had 34 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists. And this is just his second season. I think this guy is in goodness gracious, Lord willing, he stays injury free, and he is able to have a nice long career in the NBA. I can't even begin to imagine what records he will break, and if he will not, I would predict that he will go down as one of the greatest players in history, because this kid is on fire, and it's only his second season. I mean, that's a monster triple double.
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, wow. Just unbelievable.
So,
Unbelievable.
So what are we setting you up for? Well, the North Texas Jeep Club.
Yeah, I want to hear this story.
Well, they had gone out and had done a drive, right? And they've got their Trump. A lot of them are conservatives,
Right.
And so they've got their Trump and Pence flags and conservative stickers, and they pull into a parking area.
And this is a Jeep club. So people who are Jeep enthusiasts, who own Jeeps, who travel with them. I've got a girlfriend and her husband who they used to do a lot of family trips through a Jeep club and had a blast.
So
Like mudding and four-wheeling and whatnot.
All the fun stuff. And so they had pulled off just to kind of take a break for a minute, and they had the most unlikely confrontation from a minister, a black minister out of the church. And Kayla, when we get her on,
is going to talk
about that and tell us about what you have her?
Yep, Kayla?
Good morning. We think we have her.
I can't hear her.
Good morning to Ashton. She just hopped on.
Oh, very
Are
good.
you there?
Charles, do you want me to Bluetooth her in?
Her mic. I don't know. Are you there, Kayla?
Ben
I see
Lawrence,
you
good morning.
joined.
Good to see you on the feed this morning. Tell Amber and all those beautiful kids hello for us. Also, you might want to start checking your school district websites
Yes.
to see
yes,
if
yes,
things
yes.
have changed up. Are we staying hybrid? Are we going to have some kids in school? Are we going to have some kids online? Are we going to go completely online? Do recommend that you go and check out your school district's website. Make sure you are prepared for your first day of school, because the first day of schools are coming around. I talked with, again, the assistant superintendent for Marble Falls, and right now their plan is to have a hybrid, of course. They're going to do some online and in play, and so, or in school. And so you want to check, because even he had told me that is changing daily, and so that can change.
Yeah, and then we're going to have Cody Weaver, who is Plano ISD school board trustee. Very appreciative. I reached out to him and had some issues about remote learning and kids who are working during school hours, and there might be some type of there may be a plan in the works in Plano ISD to accommodate kids who have a high GPA, don't have truancy issues, don't have behavior issues, and don't have any outstanding homework, so they can still keep some of these summer jobs during school hours, as long as they've have met certain parameters. And so, anyways, Cody will be coming on the show hopefully sometime next week to discuss updates.
Very good. It is currently 8:33 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, and we've got a little bit of a cool front that moved through. We are looking at only a high of 93 today, which is unheard of in August here in North Texas. We are currently partly cloudy at 79 degrees, and then going to have a low of 75 today. And JP, I know you're going to ask me.
Oh, yeah.
Humidity's at 63%.
Oh, it went up.
Yeah, two percentage points.
That's too much.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it. That's too much.
Here, tucked away in a nice office building with nice AC.
Yeah.
But you can still feel the
I can
humidity.
feel, oh, goodness gracious. Are you kidding me?
He knew it.
It permeates through the walls.
He knew it.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
And don't forget about those kiddos that are out there, because school supplies don't go away. So there's plenty of school supply drives.
Yes.
Where you can help out if you can afford to help out. So students will have the proper school supplies as they go forward to start their school year
And
off as well.
As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking Jackson Turner, one of our younger members of the crew, who has done amazing things with his nonprofit at such a young age. He's going to come on and talk about how you can help get backpacks to kids who don't have the means to have a backpack to carry their books and whatnot in. So can't wait to have him on the show.
And we love whatnots.
Yeah.
I love
Rocking and
whatnots.
rolling and whatnot.
I tell everybody that now.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm rocking and rolling.
no.
People are like, how are you? I'm like, I'm fantastic. I'm rocking and rolling and
Rocking and
whatnot.
rolling and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm living the dream or something like that. What else do you say? You have some of the greatest sayings in the world.
Oh, thank you. Because
I was
usually you
kidding.
make fun of me.
I'm making fun of you.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say,
Okay.
oh, you do like my sayings. No, you probably stop yourself and go, did I just
Kayla,
say
are you
that?
there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Hey,
good
there we
morning.
go. All right, Kayla, good morning.
Good morning.
So
Good
glad to have
morning.
you on.
Hey, thanks for joining us here again with JP, Kathy, and the crew. Kayla, you're a member of the North Texas Jeep Club, is that right?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, and how long
I've been
have
a
you...
member for a year and a half.
All right, so a year and a half, and are you involved, or are you just kind of every once in a while hang out?
It's more of a every once in a while. Mainly, I got involved because my grandfather, I cherished him very much. And when I got my Wrangler, everybody says when you get a Wrangler, you have to name it. And that's when I looked into the North Texas Jeep Club, because they make emblems and stickers and whatnot. And, I threw it out there, kind of what his job was, which he was a trooper for 36 years and a very good one and a kind and fair man. He was also in the Navy prior to that. So we came up with trooper, and then underneath it is a fighting lady, and then DPS actually worked with me to Wichita Falls to put his badge number on it. So my Jeep basically embodies everything law enforcement that can be.
That's awesome.
And I was very emotional yesterday. I briefly kind of spoke with Charles a little bit about it too, and it made me really sad what happened. I wasn't there. I do have a
hold on,
friend
brakes,
that was
brakes. Put on the brakes. Your Jeep's going to go over the cliff. Oh! Come on back. Kayla, hold on. Let me walk us through this. No, don't jump on me. Stay with me here for a second. So, Kayla, your group put together some kind of drive or go hanging out or doing something. What did the Jeep Club plan?
Okay. I know that Justin Gaffey is our president. He creates a majority of the stickers for all the clubs and the emblems for all the clubs. And it's just for North Texas Jeep Club. We're not part of the Bridge crew. I mean, we're friends with them, but we're more family friendly, some would say.
Okay.
However, now it wasn't just the North Texas Jeep Club that was present, and from my understanding, the members of the North Texas Jeep Club were asked not to make this political. It was simply basically Back to Blue convoy. Now, there was not supposed to be a rally. It wasn't supposed to be a rally as said, which it wasn't. It was just simply a pit stop, which unfortunately they thought they had authorization, and from my understanding, they did believe that they had authorization to stop at this church as a pit stop, and it was a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding. Justin immediately went up there to apologize after the fact, because it wasn't just the North Texas Jeep Club. And, things have been misconstrued. There's been threats made. I wasn't personally there. I have a friend that y'all will probably talk to later if you want to. Her name's Melinda Chavez, and she sent me some other video feed of other people and their stories. And, I know there was an incident where there were guns pulled out. Now, this pastor, the issue I have is I wasn't there, and I did write him a message on Facebook, and because it really hurt, because what he said was, if you were not saying Black Lives Matter in today's world, then you're part of the Klan.
Well,
If you were a
wait,
member
Kayla, is this a direct quote?
That is a direct quote. I have the video from this pastor where he says on his Facebook, with all his followers, congregation, and the same. Now, I'm not here to bash the pastor and whatnot, but, our group has a right to defend ourselves, and we're being called racist, white supremacists. It was on WFAA where he went on and did an interview and said that 1,000 white supremacists came up. Now, he did speak to Ricky Smiley also and stated that what we did was come in the thousands and touch the sleeping giant. And on his on Facebook, it's kind of sad because he's basically kind of trying to declare war, saying that the 1,000 white supremacists signed Trump flags. No, now I will tell you, Justin Gaffey did ask every member of the North Texas Jeep Club to keep politics out of it, make it about back in the police department. That was the sole purpose of the convoy. Unfortunately, there are those few people that exercise their right to express themselves, and they flew Confederate flags and Trump flags. That's not any one person's fault, but to sit there and be a pastor, and this is how I feel as a person, as a member, to be a pastor and to go on and say, if you are not saying Black Lives Matter, or if you were part of this event, you're part of the Klan. You're the Klan.
Well, and it's obvious, Kayla. It's obvious that you're I mean, I can hear it in your voice. This hurts you emotionally. I mean, this really cut you to the quick because you are not a racist. You're not a member of the Klan, and for somebody to accuse you of that, I'd be devastated.
Right.
I would be devastated, especially if a man of God said that. Yeah, I would have too.
So let me recap before we go any further, because of the emotion, the upset, we're a little bit branched out, and so I want to bring everything back. The North Texas Jeep Club joined forces with others. I think there was a motorcycle group involved as well, to go out and do
Dodge Ram Club as well.
Right, and they just all got together to go on a drive to support Blue Lives Matter. They wanted to show their support for our local law enforcement and all that they do. And that's all it was. There was a call made ahead of schedule to a church to say, hey, can we stage here? Not to do a rally, not to break out a microphone. Just stage here, get out, take a break, rest, maybe visit amongst each other, and then we'll keep moving on. They get to the church. They get to the church, and they are met with this opposition, not from a member of the church, not from somebody driving by the church, but the actual religious leader of the church, who happened to be a black man, comes out.
Well, what he says, hold on, John, so you understand the extent of this. What the pastor said is that he received a text message and a phone call from the Dallas police chief asking, is it true that white supremacists, this is word for word quoting here, because I've watched the video countless times, is it true white supremacists have taken over your church? And he said yes. Now, let me tell you, and then in another quote he says, "Then let me tell you this: Oak Cliff and my hood showed up." So basically, he sent out a message to people that weren't even at church that showed up, and everybody was peacefully already leaving. They were calling us. I mean, from my understanding, and in talking to Melinda, they were calling members of the North Texas Jeep Club names, making threats, sitting. There was just a lot of things that were being said, and they were peacefully leaving. That's all they were trying to do, was just to peacefully leave.
So all of this is transpiring. Evidently, at some point, emotions get high.
Mm-hmm.
And so take us through what you know about that and how guns started getting pulled.
Okay, so from what I understand, it was a lady. There might be two ladies involved. They were trying to leave the property, and there's comments also on the pastor's page that that church wasn't the one to stop at, and they're strapped to the teeth with guns. And I honestly, John, I don't know the whole story. I tried to reach out last night. It was kind of late. I don't know the whole story on the gun. Melinda was actually there, and she would be able to tell you more. But for me, as you know, what I'm trying to do, me and my husband talked. I cried my eyes out because in the world where you can't be yourself or represent who you care about, like my Jeep, for instance, dedicated to my grandfather. When somebody's calling you a Klan member or a white supremacist in today's society, that's a target.
Right.
So
those are fighting words.
Jeep Club, huh?
Those are fighting words at that point. I mean, again, it's just
it
evokes emotion, and I think that it seems like that was the intent of a comment like that.
And I would agree with you. And the sad thing is Justin Gaffey, bless his heart, he has been stressed to the max, and all he's wanted to do is just his sole purpose is to clear the North Texas Jeep Club's name and make peace. He's tried to meet with this pastor several times. He has actually met with this pastor twice, or maybe three times, to my knowledge. And they're still trying to get to the bottom of who rerouted and took the convoy of all vehicles to that church, because there is a large Black Lives Matter. And then in one video, the pastor does say, well, we did say that a small group of people could rest here at the West Gate and it would be open. And that's something Melinda also knows, and it was a direct quote. But then it was, I don't know if that was the agenda or what it was, but it does feel like a setup kind of deal. And to me, the thing that hurts the most is to hear it from a pastor, because to me, that's not his house or his hood. That is God's house. And all should be welcome if you truly are for God. And that would have been he missed out to me on a very good opportunity to teach and learn and to bridge the gap.
Right. And I think, the thing is, Kayla, you've got more, like right now, what we need in this country are more people reaching out to each other and bridging that gap, like you discussed, and showing each other human kindness and leading by example. Right. We need more of that.
Well, and what we know is Martin Luther King Jr. would have invited you into his church.
Oh, goodness
in
gracious.
A heartbeat.
And would have treated you to a cup of coffee. Absolutely.
We do have a question. One of the questions is this a mega church, Pastor?
From his name, the church is Kinship West. Is it Kinship West? Hold on. Hold on. His name is Frederick Z. Haynes III. Is the pastor. You can go. I shared some videos in regards to, kind of what was said. Hold on one second. I actually had y'all pulled up on my Facebook and I was listening in.
Well, thank you. And we love that because you're a part of the crew.
Hold on one second.
Well, while she's looking that up, we'll go ahead and take a station identification break. It is currently 8:50 here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
All right, and JP, we have got a beautiful day today. 79 degrees, headed towards a high of 93 and a low of 75. Partly cloudy with the sun peeking out from around the clouds several times this afternoon. So get out there, get some vitamin D, boost your immune system, get healthy.
This is JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. We welcome everybody and everybody's opinion with them to join us on any one of our social media areas. We've got YouTube out there with JP, Kathy, and the Crew.
We're even on Twitch.
Facebook, Twitch, Twitter with Periscope. And so we would love to have you join us, follow us, like us. Help us make
subscribe
our
to YouTube,
social
get
media
alerts,
network
all
the
that kinda
best
good
network
stuff.
in the world.
Yeah,
and it all happens
adding
because
new
of the Crew.
shows every day.
Every
and
day.
It's because of the Crew, and we love you. We would have never taken this leap of faith if it weren't for the Crew. So we just absolutely love and adore y'all, and are just so grateful that we get to spend multiple days a week with the Crew, and now with their shows,
That's right.
even more days a week.
Even more days.
And
All right.
evenings and weekends.
So the church is called Friendship West, is what the name of the church is. Thank you, Melinda and Jose Chavez, for that. And so I've got about 1 minute left. Kayla, let's go ahead and wrap up. What do you walk away from with this?
I walk away from this with a great sense of, the fact of how much division there is in America today. And that's the sad and harsh reality of it. I can go, and my mom is sitting right here and she could attest to this. I can go in my Jeep to Walmart and, I get looked. There was a moment where it took her a little too long because I drop her off. She doesn't have a vehicle. And me and my son came back and we waited. We went to, there's 3 Walmarts here in Wichita, and we waited at one of them that I'm not used to going to. And some of the looks I was getting from different ethnicities, when they don't even know my ethnicity. It's kind of startling in a way. I'm not for baiting no race war. And basically, I know in my heart that everybody, and there's even different ethnicities throughout North Texas Jeep Club. I know every single one of them. I know they had good intentions and heart. All they were trying to do was to back the police force, and sadly, they went to the wrong place. And it was a mistake. That mistake needs to be heard, and be heard that it was a mistake. And that be that. Let it be over with. It happened. It's over. Don't keep going on media for your 1 minute to fame and keep baiting this race war, because that's all it is doing. It's just fueling the fire. I know Justin's supposed to be talking to the pastor again. I don't agree with some of the antics. I wasn't raised that way to where it's one person's church. No, it's God's church, but that's me.
Right. And Kayla, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you bringing the story to us.
Absolutely,
Here
yeah.
at JP, Kathy,
you
and
can hear
Crew.
the pain in your voice.
Yes, absolutely. And so thank you so much for exposing yourself. What I mean by that is sharing your
putting your
emotions and
out
your
there.
heart.
Right.
Thank you so much for
Right.
that.
Yeah, but blessings to you.
appreciate that.
Have a better day today.
Yep, have a better day. God bless you, Kayla, all right?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Y'all be blessed too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. So, Kathy, quick alert. Tess
Yes.
Armstrong, one of our crew members, has said, hey, McKinney's not looking so good. So I went and pulled up the radar.
What does it look like over McKinney?
So right now you're looking at some severe thunderstorm possibilities through 9 o'clock in the morning. You're also looking at right now a weather pattern that has a lot of red and yellow in it. And so there could be possibility of hail if we're not careful with that, and some high winds. And it's on the tail end of it.
Okay,
In McKinney.
gotcha.
It's going over Sulphur Springs and carrying just north of the McKinney area. So Sherman, Denison, you're going to be in this. And then behind it is trailing just some more light rain. But right now we're looking at an area from Plano to McKinney, all the way up into Sherman, Denison, parts of Oklahoma. This thing scatters all the way up to Shawnee, Oklahoma. And the light rain stops just up 35 near Tulsa. So again, some heavy to severe rainstorms could be coming your direction. A lot of red, a lot of yellow inside the radar right now. So do be careful if you are on 75, on 35, heading up that direction. Do be careful. Tess Armstrong, thank you for the heads up. And I'm glad that we could get over to the radar and take a peek at the radar.
Well, we appreciate the crew. Anytime during our show, either call us, message us, ping us on one of our feeds, one of our social media feeds. And we love it because the crew's part of our show. They give us updates, alerts, all kinds of good stuff. And now some of them are creating their own shows to play here on the JP Kathy and the Crew Network.
Absolutely.
So this is an exciting time. This is exciting time.
It is. I want to say hello to Robert Montgomery and McKinney ISD. They've jumped on the feed with us today as well, and so excited to have you joining us here on JP Kathy and the Crew. His mom joined us. I don't know if you remember Deborah.
Love it. Yeah.
From up in the St. Paul, Minnesota area.
That's right. Yes.
To give us an accounting of what was going on up there, and we're going to get her back on the air. The crew loved Deborah, and so can't wait to get her back on and talk about what's going on up there now, especially with the council and the mayor voting to defund the police department up there. So always interesting things going on for sure.
Absolutely.
In this country right now. That's for darn sure.
I mean,
I've got that weather map if you want it.
Yeah, you want to
if
throw
you
it
could
on
put
there
that
for
up,
everybody to see?
great.
That'd be fantastic.
And I want to go
Charles.
back to Kayla and something she said. Everybody can be a leader. Every single person can be a leader. It doesn't matter what your background is, your age, how much money you have, you can lead. And I think we need more people to step up as leaders and do things like Charles has talked about, and we'll be talking about this more on Friday, which are these positive person experience or positive PE. Instead of being part of the problem and arguing and being angry and being cruel to someone who looks different than you or comes from a different, background, step up and be the one that makes that change and is kind and shows grace. And even if I would challenge members of the crew, because I know many of you are leaders in many different capacities, either in your job, your community, your family, your church. Step up, and even if someone is treating you in a cruel manner, answer it with kindness. Let's bring back humanity to this country.
Share their stories.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can call in on Friday. Please
share your stories. 214-494-1244.
It's 214-494-1244.
Call, talk to us, or
JP
ping
Kathy
us.
and the Crew 3 at gmail.com.
Yep. So email us a story. We'd love to have you call us. Let's all step up, and instead of being part of the problem, let's make the crew the solution.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. On Friday, we're going to have Miss Texas here on the show.
Yay!
You don't want to miss her. She is fantastic and full of life.
We love Chandler.
Meet the longest reigning Miss Texas.
She will be
in
the
history
longest.
of state Texas.
Yeah, she'll be the longest reigning Miss Texas. She will have served really almost 2 full years by the time she crowns the next Miss Texas. So. Just very exciting. I think she's going back to school. She's finishing up her degree at UNT, but she will be video chatting with us on Friday, so you can see her beautiful face and talk about somebody who's a positive person walking experience, and that's Chandler. She's fantastic.
Well, and here's what's exciting. We're going to have her bumped out of the way and have her dad come on so we can get into the real conversation, which is going to be football and barbecue.
I love it. I love it.
We need to kind of knock her off the stage there.
No.
Just kidding, Chandler. I love you. But also, we're going to talk golf on Friday a little bit.
That's not Miss Texas.
What?
We have an image up there. That's not Miss Texas. No,
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. She's cute, but that's not the current Miss Texas.
She's cute, but that's not Miss Texas.
That was the misstexas.org. So
no, not the right Miss Texas.
Look at the Miss Texas pageant.
So,
we're
doing it.
She's cute, but she's not our Chandler.
Also on Friday, and this is a question I want to pose: how does this country not require a presidential debate between
Oh,
the two presidential nominees?
don't even get me started.
No, I am on Friday because we're out of time. We only have a minute left. So
Yeah, we need like 5 hours just to discuss that.
I'm going to send a poll out. Please respond to the poll. Be active. Show you're active and engaged. How do we allow a presidential debate not to take place between the two presidential nominees? That'll be the big question on Friday that we're going to come out and grab. Please share all of our feeds. Like us on all of our feeds. Tell all your friends to follow us. Remember, our goal is 100,000 followers by June, and we need you,
No
the crew,
pressure.
to help us get there. We come
No
to you live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at VentureX here in Frisco, Texas. Have a very, very blessed day.
Absolutely.
Go
Have a
out.
blessed day. We love you, and we can't wait to see the crew again on Friday.
That's
and then
right.
rebroadcast from 11:30 to 1 on all of our social media
That's right.
platforms.
That's right. And on Thursday, you can catch a rebroadcast of Ask Dr. Be Good from 5 to 6.
Oh, that was a great show. That was a
So
great
you don't want to
show.
miss that either. But here's the big thing. You ready for this? On Friday, we want to hear your positive person experiences. This is going to be our first Friday to do that. As the crew, get engaged. Or were you the positive person experience? We love you. We can't wait to see you on
Mwah.
Friday. Have a blessed day.